here one more week. This is live stream number 40. And as always, we'll cover topics that range from machine intelligence to creative coding to art and design, podcasting, sketching, and many other things that I'm interested in and that maybe you can learn from as well. The intent of this live stream is to reserve some weekly time for me to learn and share some things with you and also collaborate with you in different projects as we're doing right now. We'll talk about topics later, but before I'll let you know, in case that this is the first time that you're here, that I'm Nono Martinez Alonso, that I produce the Getting Simple podcast. I do this live stream, which is the Nono.MA live stream, and I try to produce contents for the web. I publish my sketches and also writings. Without further ado, I'd like to say hello to everyone. I see familiar faces. I see Bea, Sajeh, that I was missing Sajeh on the live stream, so he's almost never misses one. So hello, nice to see you again. And Rob is also here with us. Let's get started. Please let me know in the chat if you can hear me and you can see me okay, and let's have fun. I hope that today's live stream doesn't go too long so we can keep it shorter as we talked last week, but anyway, we'll try to have fun. Okay, so getting started, or before we get started, the same reminder as always: like the video if you want to help the work that I'm doing here, and subscribe and click the bell to get notified when I go live next or when I upload new videos. You can join the community at Nono.MA/Discord. There is an invite also in that QR code. There is a lot that is being discussed there. You can suggest topics for next live streams. You can see what the community is working on and many other things. It's interesting. There is a few people that are really active and a lot of people signed up. So I'll invite you to join us. And this was last week, so it was live number 39, where we came back, started a new season, started working on the AI sketching project that we'll talk about today. Also discussing goals of the live stream, including the ML course. And as always, you can go to that video at Nono.MA/live/39. And if you change 39 for any number from 1 to 39, you'll go to that live stream. And this is a small teaser that I've done for social media on Instagram. I don't know if it will work or not, but this is just a way to announce the live streams. I have a video, I don't know if I uploaded, about how to do these things. I create these animations surprisingly with Keynote. You can do animations as if this was a slide, and you can then export to video. So what you saw is a video exported from a Keynote slide with the size of an Instagram story. And yeah, I see on the chat, yeah, so yeah, no worries, no need to be sorry. I am glad that you're back. It's awesome. We talked last week about goals of the live stream. I want to try to be a bit more structured this season. And the highlights are trying to create an Intro to Machine Intelligence course. It's going to be called, I think, Intro to Machine Intelligence for Designers. Foster the community. You guys are joining, and the fact that you're online means a lot to me, and it helps make the content better. And if you're watching this offline, same thing, you can collaborate or contribute on the comments, and you can also join the Discord server as we mentioned and continue the discussion. The main goal that we want to do is, or the main second goal of this season, is to build a collaborative AI sketching platform, right? I created the suggestive drawing project in 2017, and I want to get some of those features back and create something that is a bit more open and more accessible. And delegate video post-processing. I'm in the middle of trying to outsource podcast editing and release, and also video editing, and that's something that we won't discuss a lot today, but we might see workflows of how I'm automating some of these things so I don't have to externalize them. And well, hello to Banjot Nis. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Hello. And I think this is the first time that I see you online, so welcome to the channel. Glad that you found us, or that you found the channel, and looking forward to your contributions or comments or questions. This is Sketches Work or Walk. It's a really short episode. It's just a around 2 minutes 30 or something like that is me reading one of the essays that I published a while ago on the Sketches blog. And this is a practice that I want to do it more often, but I want to try to also streamline the process so it doesn't take me long to, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in, like, you record and you edit, then you transcribe, then you, a bunch of things that you need to do to release an episode, even if it's 2 minutes. And paradoxically, or like, what's funny is that it doesn't matter if your episode is 1 hour or 2 hours. The work that you're going to do to publish it is almost the same, except for the episode notes that, the longer the episode, the more things you're going to mention. You still need a description, you still need a summary, you still need a title, you still need a cover image, you still need to upload to YouTube and export a video, Spotify, Apple, all the same things. So same thing with the live stream, right? The same way that you need a cover for a video. It doesn't matter how long the video is, you need to describe it and put a cover on it. And as always, you can submit a question at gettingsimple.com/ask. It's a voice note, and I'll be glad to answer it on a podcast episode. Okay, what are we doing today? I hope that we get to do these things. So the collaborative AI sketching platform is going to be a recurrent topic this season, as is the ML course. So we might break those down in other items and maybe not have them as items on the live streams, but they will be the overall themes. And also the Pix to Style to Pix or Pixel to Style to Pixel. That's something that I want to cover in the next live streams, maybe today. I found it, and I think it's sort of like Pix to Pix with StyleGAN in the middle, which I don't fully understand yet, but it seems it's a lot more flexible to synthesize images in different styles and map one style to another. Okay, so collaborative AI sketching. I want to say, if you guys that are online have any questions or any comments before we continue, just put them on the chat. And I think what I have here is just this introductory slide. I don't really have a lot more prepared for today, and we're going to get started. So let me introduce this. Hi everyone, it's Nono here, and this is a session of work, or a working session. Well, let me start again. Hi everyone, it's Nono here, and what you're going to see now is a working session, part of the collaborative AI sketching platform project that we're doing on the live stream. Today we're going to try to think about the overall system architecture, or about the components that we need to develop. Maybe we get hands-on with some part of it, but I want to try to, set some steps before we jump into developing code, see what parts other people might be able to collaborate into this project as well, what parts I have to do and nobody else can do, or maybe I want to do. And yeah, how we're going to structure this. I think we'll have to create an open source repo. We'll have to create parts. We'll have to create many different things. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay, so I see something that might be a bit confusing here. So Vanjot Nis asks what the machine learning course is about. I added that on the cover image because that is it's going to be a recurring topic this season, and maybe we work on it a bit today after we do the part on the collaborative AI sketching platform. The ML course is going to be an introduction to machine learning for designers, which is going to have an introduction. Well, I mean, we need to define the outline, right? That's the first part of the project. And then we need to record it and produce the material. The material that I'm thinking of producing is an introduction to machine learning. So like the basics of how you get into the mindset of thinking about machine intelligence, right? Because it's not intro to machine learning for designers, it's intro to machine intelligence for designers, AI and ML. And it's about thinking about the high level understanding of what machine intelligence means on the creative field and for designers. Then getting hands-on into some of the frameworks like maybe Keras and TensorFlow and PyTorch, as learning how to do math or do some computational stuff with that. And then start using models that might have like a visual output or some influence on design outcomes or on things that you're designing, right? Like I've been doing a lot of machine learning with my own sketches, so that is on the live stream on previous videos, right? So if I take a look at the channel, right, we go here to the YouTube channel, which you can get at on YouTube, right? youtube.com/Nono_Martinez-Alonso. We can see, let me see where we have those videos. Clips, tutorials. Well, let's just go to uploads and see if there's anything that I can show. Yeah, maybe I don't have those videos cut yet, but there is this live stream. Hi everyone, this is not well, and I think you can hear these things, right? And this is actually because I'm seeing your comment here on the side, Banyot. He says, will you be venturing into GANs specifically for image generation? Yes. So this is some work that we've already done on the channel. So this is a project that where I was trying to train, or I trained, but not with a really good data set. I trained StyleGAN with my sketches data set, right? So we trained it with many sketches from here, and we try to generate images and do custom transitions, right? We have also another exploration here that has to do with portrait morphing. And yeah, I don't know, there is, you can go back to, this is live stream 18, so I'll put a link here in case you want to watch that. It just talks a bit about my experiments, so that's, the link is there on the chat. And I would also point you to Nono.MA/AI or suggestivedrawing.com, which goes to the same page. And there you have my master's thesis at the Harvard Graduate School of Design, where, you know, this talks a lot about the conceptual background of some of the efforts that I've been doing around using GANs for sketching and drawing, right? And I want to try to build upon this project, basically. Maybe not exactly with the same UI. We're going to try to think about how the UI is going to be. But yeah, we're going to work on that on the course as well. So that will be part of the course, and probably we'll have some hands-on recordings, part of the collaborative AI sketching platform project. And yeah, so you can go to that URL that I put there. You can see this page. It's actually also has presentation mode if you use the arrows, and which I had forgotten. But yeah, we created different filters here to go from edge drawings to textures, and I intend to do not only this, but use other algorithms like maybe SketchRNN or virtual sketching, which we saw last week. Does this answer your question? I hope it does. Fun to think of new UI for collaborative sketching. Yeah, that's what we need to do. And hopefully, I mean, time is limited, but hopefully we can think of new paradigms of interaction, and people can build their own components or propose different components on what we're going to be building. Just like a utility question. If you're still there, Bangyot, did you come to this live stream thinking that we were going to explain or do an ML course today? My intention is that we'll be laying out or talking about topics and contents together in some way, right? For the people who connect here and are on the Discord server, and choose the topics that are going to be covered on the live stream and on the ML course, right? Because my intention is to create a course that anyone who's a designer or a creative and wants to learn how to manipulate their art or their projects with AI can do that, right? So that's kind of the intention of this project. Okay, and yeah, you can stick with us if you want to learn more about the other project. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put my Remarkable tablet here. So we have a whiteboard, and I'll take a chance also to say hi to Majur. So Majur Mystery, Engineering Architecture. I've seen that you're creating a lot of content, which is awesome. And yeah, I'm glad to see you around. Thanks for passing by. I'm good. How are you? All right, so let's open, let's close this tab and let's open Remarkable. Maybe someday we can have like a collaborative drawing board here where people can paste their ideas, or like a mural board or something. Accept the connection, accept. All right, so let's see, we have connection. We do have connection. Great. All right, so cool. So this is not live 3. So this is today's 20. Oh, today's 23rd, and today's live stream 40. Okay, so thanks, Major. It's always cool to check out your content as well. I actually have some homework due to watch some of the in-depth visits at your like paper videos that you have with guests. All right, what are we doing here? Let's actually do things right, and let me try to see if I can open Notion, if I can open the Notion document and make sure that we're following our commitments, right? So this Notion document that I created last week, we have a series of goals that I want you to see clearly. And also one thing that I forgot to mention that I have been thinking for a while is that I have okay, let me see what this idea, I'm really good at generating many ideas, but we need to focus here on execution. So we need to get to do some of the things really well and focus on them. And if anyone is connecting and you've connected here for the first time, or if you didn't say anything, feel free to write on the chat and say hi. I don't bite. And here, if I go and if anyone knows what Readwise is from before, let me know in the chat. I would love to know. So this is something that I've been using ever since they were in beta. So it's a really small development team that is growing slowly. Now they got out of beta a few years back. And it's a place in which you can highlight things, right? In books, in your Kindle, or in ebooks or something, iBooks. And they gather them, and then they send you a summary email every day of like 5 or 6 quotes. You can actually customize now the frequency and the amount of quotes. And one of the things, for example, that I have is that by reading the hands-on machine learning book that I often recommend, here I have a repository of highlights or things that I liked that I think would be good for anyone to learn machine learning conceptually, right? And even practically, because some things are actually hands-on experiments, right? So what I'm thinking of doing is that we could expand, or like create a separate system where the people who are signed up for a mailing list or something, or for this application that we're going to do, they received every day, or a couple of times a week, they receive a set of quotes talking about machine learning concepts that they want to interiorize, right? So for example, here, this is more like historical stuff, right? Like talks about Lenet, about the one of the first experiments that Jan LeCun did with convolutional networks in the 1980s, right? And if we go here to I don't know, let me just randomly, so machine learning is about making machines get better at some task by learning from data instead of having to explicitly code rules. This is something that, if you know what machine learning is, you already know, but said in a really good way that we could share with other people and they would learn, right? I like specifically one. Yeah, this one I like particularly. It helped me learn. So it says, confusingly, the same word model can refer to a type of model, for example, linear regression, to a fully specified model architecture, like linear regression with one output and one input, or the final trained model ready to be used for predictions. For example, a linear regression model with one input and one output using beta or whatever that is as 4.85 and blah, 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 right? Like those are the values of the parameters. Model selection consists in choosing the type of model and fully specifying its architecture. Training a model means running an algorithm to find the model parameters that will make it best fit the training data and hopefully make good predictions on the new data. So you have models as a model type. Then you have an actual model architecture defined, where you define the actual inner layers and the inputs and the outputs. And then you have the trained model, right? Your model, when you train it, you deploy to the cloud. It's already trained on a set of data, already has an architecture. And what you do is that you deploy it online, and you can have multiple of those, right? If you have a machine learning model architecture, you might train different models with it. So for different types of images, for example, to recognize. Okay, so I'm getting into the woods, and I was just showing you what Readwise is. I can go here back, and I can now choose another highlight. So for example, something that seems like I've read a lot is about sleep. I read an entire book on sleeping. Style are things that I like from the way of writing from the books I've read. And yeah, there's a lot more stuff here that I'm not, probably I have too many tags, but it's okay. Yeah, how many tags do I have? Every time I identify a tag, I create it, and I have too many tags that I've only put once, and this is crazy. I hadn't seen this, but yeah. Anyhow, getting into the woods. That's Readwise in a nutshell, and that's something that I'm also thinking about doing. The contents of the course will have AI and ML basics, frameworks focusing on TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, TensorFlow and data manipulation. So this is a computational math, and then GANs for image generation, which Banjot just said today. So that's a topic that we can also use, and maybe like image recognition, right? We're gonna work on this curriculum slowly, but we'll do in-depth sessions, and maybe if later we have some time, we'll do. But I'm not sure if today will be the day. So foster community and build a collaborative AI sketching platform. This is what we're gonna work on today. Any other comments? Any other questions? I'm gonna let you think about those. I'm going to take a quick break for water, and we'll get coding really soon, or at least trying to plan our system with the view that I had before, which is this remarkable tablet. All right. See you in a second. Okay, we're back. We have sound, we have everything, and we're gonna go back here. So let's do some coding or some thinking. Okay, I'm gonna put the chat again, and there are no comments, so we're going to take a look at the remarkable. All right. Can we do weekly, monthly challenges where anyone can post problems on Discord and we can attempt to solve it? All right. That seems like the challenges. That seems like the model that Daniel Schiffman and also actually Jose Luis Garcia del Castillo are following. And yes, I do think that would be really like a really interesting thing. And we can I'm not sure where that plays, but maybe it's in here, right? So we can put it here like weekly or monthly challenges, which I think this is a super good suggestion. I have thought about it, but also needs a bit of structure. But yeah, I mean, do you guys have any suggestions? I'm having some ideas, but do you guys have any suggestions on challenges that we could do? Also, I see here, I'm not sure if this sounds, let me actually copy these things so I can read them here, so I don't have to be looking at the other screen. I'm breaking everything. So Major says, I'm not sure if this sounds interesting to you. I'm interested to learn about software development, design patterns, cloud, web app. It would be awesome if you can talk about it someday. So this actually, this is something that we're gonna cover on the application. So the application is gonna be a web app, so accessible web app, and we'll have some sort of backend. This would be the front end of the app, and then this would be more like the backend, or I don't know, like maybe local, cloud, hybrid. Yeah, I think that is, well, I would say these are super good and on-spot comments. So that's super good. And we have just incorporated that into the notes. Okay, so let's do one thing before we continue. I shared what did I share? I shared a notebook last week for the virtual sketching exercise that we were doing, but we didn't really put it here. I've seen that some notebooks have a button to open with Colab, right? So maybe that makes for like a tiny exploration that we could put here, right? Add an open in Colab button to your notebook. Maybe. Let's do like a quick exploration on this, right? So I'll do an intro and we'll see, and feel free to keep putting comments there. Oh, a comment came in. So Rob said, I'd like to see challenges that skew more designerly, where the solution in the thinking and not as much of the implementation. Here's an archetype of a challenge I created a couple years ago. Okay, we'll take a look when you share that there. Let me record a brief intro here. Hi everyone, it's Nono here, and this is a quick view at how you can add an opening Colab button to your Jupyter notebooks. let's get started. Okay, so I do have, let me take a look. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open, okay, so let me take a look here if I have the Colab account set up. All right, we need to sign in, which shouldn't be on the tutorial. So okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Colab website, so colab.research.google.com. In this website, what we're going to see is a listing of the notebooks that we have, and I'm going to choose this one, for instance. What we want to do is we want to add an open in Colab button at the top, so if anyone finds it on GitHub, they can directly click and open our notebook there. Okay, let's go. This is not for the video, but let me go. Actually, because this is not for the video, well, it's okay. So you can see my screen is fine. Let's see what people did here. Member log. So we can see here that, oh, Banjo joined the server. Oh, welcome to the server and to the community. And here we have this notebook. Did we have a notebook here? Maybe I'm getting confused. And it's the pixel style. Yeah, so notebooks. You see this button here, so it says opening Colab, right? So this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to do a button like this. If we click, it opens a specific notebook from a GitHub URL on your browser, right? So I already have this functionality on my browser with this button here. So this Colab button, it has a JavaScript function that just, you know, opens a new tab, getting the URL, the proper URL from there. So if you wanna see it, the code is this snippet. So let me just put it here. Let's remove this from here. The code is this here. So you put JavaScript and everything is on the same line, but so you can read it, I'll put it here. Right? The only thing it does is that if we are on GitHub, we open a window that starts with this, and then the relative URI on the GitHub page. Okay, so we're gonna remove that, and you do this. And what I wanted to show really quickly is, we gotta zoom out. So you have the notebooks here. So if I open this notebook, they do have the link. So they do have the link here, but I could simply click here and then it opens the notebook here. So that's a really helpful thing to have in your shortcut bar or bookmarks if they don't have this button here. Let me take a look. How do they do? Okay, so they do this just with Markdown, right? So you just need to do it by putting Markdown with the right syntax and just creating a cell on the top. So what we do is that we go back to our notebook, and on the top we put like a new text cell. So we're gonna just do that. Let me see. All right. So we just go here, edit, and paste that. So opening Colab. and we need to put here the URL to the notebook that we're going to open. For us, it would be Nono.ASP, blah, 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 right? We don't know exactly until we actually put it there, but we can construct that, that URL. How? So we go to our repo and we imagine where our notebook would be. So for example, imagine it would be a 37 and it would be this one. So it would be at this path. So it would say 039. And then here would say like virtual sketching vectorization, for example, IPNYB, right? No, IPYB. Yeah, so we can link to that here. So we just put that and remove everything for then. Okay, and if we click here, nothing happens because there's no notebook. So we need to actually commit our notebook in that location. So we're going to download the, so just so you see it, I'll hide myself. So we're gonna go, let me see, how do I do this? Right, so we have the bottom here. You can double click to edit the markdown, and we're going to go to File, and then so we're gonna go to so we're gonna go here up top to File, and when we open this, we'll click on Download as a .ipynb, right? Once we do that, we're gonna get this file downloaded, and we're gonna open or show in Finder. And now that we have that in here, we just need to put it on the right place with the right name. What we said in the Colab notebook is that this would be the name of our notebook inside of that folder name 0039, because that's last week's live stream. So we just name it like this, just putting the extension once, put it inside of 0039 folder, and we just need to go now to our repository in order to commit that to the right place. So we're gonna go to the live stream. So we see we have a lot of folders. So we open that, and we just need to move that here. What we're gonna do is git status. We just add that folder. Don't add all if you don't need to add all, and we just commit 39. So this is 40, and actually, well, this is like 39. So add virtual sketching notebook. We do that. We could put origin, and our branch, main branch, is called main, so it's not called I have this command that does already get the branch name, so that doesn't happen. So this would be git push origin main instead of master. All right, so we have that. Now we can go here, and we have this notebook in here. So look at what happens if we click on the button that wasn't working before. So I'm gonna click here. Oh, error. All right, let's try to actually take a look at what the URL would be and what changes, because something does change. So this shows up here properly, and if we go here, we can see that even though we had that before, we had here tree instead of blob. So it's live, blob, main, blah, blah, blah. Right, so we just have to replace that here. We we download the notebook again, and we replace it and update it on our repo. All right, so I have a helper command here to not all, and we're gonna do update open in Colab button. Cool. So now that's gonna go there. 2 minutes, and now we'll see that this has updated now. So now when we click here, content is blocked. So I have to click with the command hold, and now that is gonna open the notebook here. All right, great. And if we click here, I think the same thing will happen. So we click, and now it works. And actually the same thing we could have done if you have it open here. I go to my JavaScript button here, I click, and then it opens the same way. The good thing with this is that this actually builds for us the URL that we need to put on the bottom, and then we can copy this URL and replace it in this bottom. So you have a JavaScript code that gives you that URL. And the last thing we'll do, we'll just verify that is true if I get this code here. So if I get the code in this bottom, and on the terminal, so on the JavaScript repo of this, so the console for this tab, what is all this? I just put the code, so we just need this part that builds the URL. And that's undefined. Oh, because this is not GitHub, so we have to do this here. Right, so it builds that URL, so just this command in JavaScript, and then we click, and then that opens. All right, so long story short, apart from being in Colab and being shared, now the notebook for last week's live stream is online, and maybe this could be one of the challenges, right? That you guys try to generate images. Okay, so let me pop out the chat so I can follow here. Okay, and let me wrap up this video in case we release it. All right, so that was a quick overview on the different ways in which you can open notebooks in Colab if you put them into Git, or if you see notebooks out in the open in GitHub, and how you have to modify the URL and the link. Thanks a lot for watching. It was Nono here. I'll see you next time. All right, so that was an outro for this video that we probably could release. And now I see that there's some comments here. I forked it in GitHub. Do I find the notebook on GitHub then? Fork. This doesn't seem to be you. If you can put the link on Discord, maybe, Rob. Okay, so let me close things here. All right. Okay, so I recently got to learn a new thing. If you add once after URL in GitHub, it opens a VSCode editor in the browser. What? Is that true? That can be awesome. Okay, so let's see. Hmm. Whoa, this is really cool. Well, thanks for the tip. This is super nice. This is really nice, a really nice tip, and you can even, or you cannot edit, but I mean, I guess this allows you to see the files in a completely different way to browse the repo a lot better. This is really nice tip. Thank you, Vanjo. I learned something today. This is awesome. And yeah, notebooks do open and they actually preview pretty well. You can even probably execute them here. All right, great. Just a notice, this is not a GitHub official solution. This is an open source project, it seems. So, you gotta be aware of that. And 1 second to read GitHub code with VS Code start. Nice. I'll put this on the links on the Discord server today. So links for live 40. What else did we do today? So we put this thing here. So this notebook. Right, so that's good. And well, thanks a lot, Anja. That was super nice. Cool. And now, um, yeah, I need to see how to best do the challenges. But one thing that we could say, I would love to see other people playing around with virtual sketching. I think Rob did some tests. It would be good if you guys manage to generate your own images with virtual sketching as we did last week, right? Your own um, images vectorized with the network. But yeah, I guess we will need to do some more formal challenges or write them down somewhere. But yeah, that could be. Does that sound like a good challenge? That could be a good challenge for now until we think of anything better. All right. And member log, they all Rob. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the community. Glad that you joined. And all right, back to the drawing board. So it's been, how long has it been? 50 minutes already? How long have we been live streaming? I'm not sure. And we haven't really started with the thinking of the project. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put here to the side. So I have these goals here. An endless canvas. Let me see if I can actually do this. Yes. All right. So also for season 2, what we've done is how to add how to open in Colab button to your notebook. Okay, and we've also seen GitHub 1S really quickly. All right, so we have the goals here. So it's build a community, endless canvas. So when I say an endless canvas, so let's mark this one here right now. Cannot do it. Cannot do it. Well, let's just highlight or underline. So the endless canvas means that as opposed to having, let's say, I don't know, like 1000 by 1000 pixel canvas where you can, you can draw. It means having like a 0.0 space where you could go in the X and Y and draw. So it would be endless, right? So your view could be zooming in here or zooming in here. If you are zooming in here, you would have some sort of starting point that is minus, I don't know, minus 10 and then minus 14 or something like that. And that would be your X and Y origin. But this endless canvas would be, you can draw a house here, but you can also draw it here, and you can also draw it here. It's some sort of concept of tapestry, right? Like we have on the suggestive drawing project, so Nono.MA, and we do have that here, right? So it's this concept of a tapestry where we can add things and everything's sort of like geolocated, right? So everything's like like this one, like this experiment with like a time lapse in Reddit where this is actually a closed canvas, right? It has a specific amount of pixels and people were doing like pixel drawings, but and this is all about organization and time, and I think this was done over a period of 48 hours or 24 hours. I don't remember now. Reddit place, we can actually open that. And the one thing, yeah, I don't know where this is, but yeah, so endless canvas, right? That is what the endless canvas means. So we do need to do a, so let's say like 40 page 2, we need to do some sort of application that works in the browser. And you can have that concept of a coordinate system. I'm not sure how to build this yet, but I'm hesitant of like if we use React or we use 3JS, paper.js, p5.js. Really, all of these things, like whatever we use, we're going to be using to render things, right? So these are going to be the things that display things on the screen, but really what we're going to have is a set of strokes and images, maybe in the future GIFs, that just have like points in the case of strokes. right? So you're just defining x and y's for each of the points, and images, which is just like probably like width x, y, width, and height, right? Where you're positioning, so the image would be, you just put the image and we say, okay, this is x and y, and we have a width and a height, and that's your image rendered there. And for strokes, we just have the obvious, which is, if we have 2 points, we just say, okay, this to here, we have x and y, x and y. And for now, we're only going to support, I think we're just going to support polylines for simplicity. But we need to find something to render, right? Like we need some sort of tool to render the things. All right, so we have collaborative, human, and bots. So we're gonna do the first thing. So let's see how we do this, right? So if we put here ideas like collaborative AI sketching project. So we have endless canvas coordinate system. Oh, I'm writing here and you probably cannot see it. So endless canvas coordinate system, and at first we're gonna support media types or tools, polylines, and images. All right. So React, 3.js, paper.js, p5.js. There is a bunch of things, and then for the for now we're just gonna build the drawing the drawing application, let's say, and I want it to be, so you need to be able to zoom and pan and coordinate system, how do we render. I do have some things on the cloud that I've done before that is really easy with like Pix2Pix, Glitch.me, or Nono.MA draw. Right, so this is a simple drawing up here. It's just like strokes encoded in P5 really badly, or I don't know. And this is another one that has shapes and the pencil. This was done by me and Nate Peters, as it says below here. And this is paper.js and this is p5.js. None of them use React. But yeah, so we need to think what we use here. And what else? Anything else, guys, do you think we can think of right now? Accessible app. There are things about the way of doing things, like where do we host the web app, right? So locally at first, the DigitalOcean later on. Where do machine learning models run? maybe on a backend, local backend server for development, remote, so cloud backend, so cloud for staging, production, and other people testing. And what else? So we also have the possibility of like in browser, right? Like for example, TensorFlow.js. TensorFlow Lite, TensorFlow Lite or Core, and this is the same. Yeah, we can take a look at all the things like ONNX and PyTorch. ONNX is a good library to port models that are heavy to the cloud, which we could also, we could also use to optimize models, or maybe even to export PyTorch models and really like use them on the cloud. The open standard for machine learning interoperability. I think we covered this in some live stream. Okay, so I think, I don't think I'm gonna get into coding any of this right now. Maybe we could, but I think I need to think about, is it gonna be what application are we building, right? What is it gonna be? Laravel? Is it gonna be Next.js? Is it gonna be plain React? How are we gonna do this, right? I'm really comfortable with Laravel, but I've also done some things in Next.js. We have some videos, and that would be a really good option. So here Rob says, for bots, I'm really drawn to a UI metaphor where the bot appears always in the same UI as other human collaborators who come and go. Yeah, that would be really good. So maybe this is a line here of like user interface, an experience, bots and humans show up as agents that come and go. Okay. Yeah, so that resembles a bit some of the things that I tried to do, where people would connect and disconnect from the same system. So that UI would look something like, if we have the people that are connected show up here with different avatars, right? Like different icons or profile pictures. And yeah, we could see, I mean, I imagine that here we could have different drawings, and we need to see how we're gonna store those drawings. There's like there was a recap video that I did for to see how the let me actually, maybe it's better for me to be now on the other side of the screen, so I'm not in front of the text. Yeah. What else? What else can we think about today? Collaborative AI sketching. Okay, so I believe we should. I'm gonna try different things. I probably try offline. This, right? So this is something that I need to try. How we render and draw, just to see like how we could do that infinite canvas. Infinite canvas app. Yeah, so Rob said he built an infinite canvas app. So we're gonna see what you can do. I don't think that's gonna be super hard, but it will be good if we from the start we have a way to like handle commands, zoom and pan and things like this. Yeah, so the drawing app source, maybe it is some of these that I was mentioning, like 3JS or Paper.js or P5. But yeah, I don't know. We'll take a look at different solutions and see. Another thing that needs to be designed is the protocol to. So this is like intelligent suggestion protocol. That should be like how do we request a prediction? Where is the prediction executed? How does the received prediction look like? We're gonna need maybe with sockets communication to have real-time interactions as we had on the other project that I did. Yeah, and I think this is gonna be coming and going. We'll have this here as a like coming and going. So this is like notes. I don't think good precise sketch input is super important, but we could support maybe devices that have pencils and stuff. So for now, we won't focus on making it super accurate. I've never been super worried about that. Yeah, and I can imagine some of the first things that we can do is to reconstruct some of the pix-to-pix models that for a given input we receive some sort of output. So for example, oh, so for example, for a tree like that, we would get like some sort of shading. All right, cool. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I'm gonna take another quick break and I'll be back. I think this this format maybe is good. Like we're thinking together. I think we went through 1 hour and 10 minutes, and today we don't need to do this live stream super long. We haven't covered anything on the ML course or Pix to style to Pix. So yeah, I'll be back in a second, and I'll see you. Okay, cool. That was a quick break, and this is what we said we were gonna cover today. So we did a bit of the AI sketching project, which is true. I'm gonna give a brief, really brief overview on uh, pixel to style to sketch, and I intend to cover this in more depth in the future, but because we had it there, I want to cover it. So it seems like this is able to do mapping from one source to another a lot better than others. So there is this thing of like face straightening and other style conversion, right? That you can see. But we use PSP to find the latent code of real images in the latent domain of a pre-trained StyleGAN generator. Awesome. So you input a real image and then it gives you the latent space. So this is called wow, this is really good. Conditional image synthesis. Okay, so I need to take a look at this a bit more to do a proper introduction because I haven't almost seen this. Seems I'm gonna have to run it in Colab because this is all at it requires CUDA and I don't have CUDA on my machine. Stallion inversion, face frontalization, sketch to image, Tunify. Yeah, and the problem with this is that we're probably not gonna be able to train a model. Right? We were not gonna be able to train custom models. Okay, so it seems like you can train from scratch, but not sure how long. All right, yeah, probably we can. So this is something that will require a lot of work to get going. Wow, this is really nice. These are the crypto punks, I think. All right. Okay, I gotta watch this video properly. Hmm. Wow, this is really cool. This is crazy. Okay, let's play this one. Okay, I'm gonna actually save this video because I want to watch it, and that's pretty awesome. Yeah, we definitely need to test this one. I'm looking forward to play with this network. It's pretty cool. Okay, I'm here. And what else? So for the course, I'm not sure when did this week could be a good technical storyboard for Colab Sketch app. Yeah, I mean, I think this could be a good set of models that we can use um, in order to have some filters, some cool bots that can do nice things that are not just pics to pics. Definitely, that's something that we should aim for. And then coming back at the not at this, so the ML course, we haven't really done anything for the ML course today. So yeah, I'm not sure. So maybe the thing that we can say today for the live stream is like we're gonna try to identify how to build a web app, how to get started, and how to build that canvas, right, where we're gonna draw. Maybe it's not endless at the beginning, but we turn it into something that can be endless later. And yeah, I'm not sure. Any other suggestions of what we could do? I think we just need to get started coding and stuff, but we need to be revisiting the goals and the things that we're doing. I'm really excited that we're going to be using WebSockets, and that we'll continue thinking more about what we need to do. So I'll try to be sharing also at some point the notes and these diagrams that we're doing. All right, so I'm going to close here. Yeah, we don't have a challenges. Yeah, maybe challenges or code challenges. Yeah, not sure. Yeah, maybe just coding challenges or something. We need an emoji, at least a temporary one. Okay, what are we using here? I don't know, maybe that. All right, so I don't have a formal coding challenge, but we said something about tinker with as well. Creating a web drawing app. Just sketching notebook to vectorize your own images, and maybe yeah, I'm not sure what could be like a challenge that we could do that might make people start to work on some of these things. All right, so we have the code challenges. We're not gonna put challenges, so for now we'll just say challenges, and we'll see what happens later. Okay, so I think this might be it for today. I don't think we're gonna do more. I hope you enjoyed it. We're gonna have a first weeks to ramp up and start working. It was really hands-on last week, but we need to be digesting the goals and taking a look at what we're actually gonna do before we get lost in coding. That's something that I'm trying to learn lately. So let's see. Yeah, I might be doing more of these for next live stream, so you can follow my account on Instagram to see those when I announce the live streams. As it says in here, right above me, I'm at Nono.ESP on Instagram and Twitter, so you can follow along in there. And lastly, to wrap up, I'll remind you, if you're watching this offline or if you're online, to like the video if you want to support the channel, and to subscribe if you want to get notified when I go live next or when I upload new videos. And yeah, the community is there. I know that some of you already joined today. There's a lot of people, and we're gonna start with the coding challenges, and hopefully we can all create something together. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time. And now, just the really last thing, I will put the cover image, and I have a few minutes or like some time to stay here to while I disconnect things. If you want to ask something or write any comments, this is the time. I'm not going anywhere yet. I'm going to make sure that I can update a few things, and so first thing, I'm gonna swap this slide to make this more consistent. We're gonna go back at this. Okay. Okay, actually, let me try one thing. Let me try really quickly if I make a slide. Like that. or maybe I can put that in an OBS okay. With an image, and we're gonna, okay, so I'm gonna set that screenshot. Huh. Okay, not sure why that menu shows up. Right, let's try again. That's weird. Oh, if that doesn't show properly, I can just export, and let me show you what I'm doing here. I can just export this image into images. I'll do JPEG, high quality. Yeah, that sounds good. We just need slide 2. And right, and we just need to grab that as our background. Clean. All right, so now this is not a slide, this is a fixed image, right? I can go out and yeah, I could move myself around as well. Okay, so we have that. So in this way, I can stay here while I do other things. This is a great challenge to start with. Yeah, so I am glad that you like the challenge. I'll be happy of any suggestions, comments, or things that you want to help out with. You can comment on here, add your thoughts, maybe propose your channels. So feel free. So please feel free to propose any challenges you think would be good for us to do. Because I would also like to do challenges that other people propose. And you know, now I was seeing my screen, but it's hidden. Like I have a fixed background. Okay, so really quickly, I'm gonna do the homework here. Like just upgrade the cover image live while I'm live, because that bothers me that I have to do that later. And you know, one thing is I cannot process the video afterwards because I'm doing this thing where YouTube, I download the videos from YouTube, not from the original recording. That way I don't consume resources on my machine while we're live streaming. So we took a look at this one, and this is not done. We'll leave it like this because we haven't really done anything on the ML course, right? So we can maybe set this up at whatever, and then this 100. All right, so we save and we save. You're not seeing my screen, so sorry for talking over something that you're not seeing. I'm just saving this image with the check marks. It's done, because I'm gonna set this up on the live stream, so the video shows what we actually covered today. And I'm going to also update the slides for next week. So these would be an image that we have to put on next week's video. Slides, sorry. Slide 41. Look, I made a cool action when I have this thing here. So if I put here live, for example, live 41, right? And I say here like test, right? I can quickly click on an action, so to make the cover image, right? So I don't do anything now. And this is creating an image that I can directly remove this one here and then paste. And then I have these items here with the black and the opacities and stuff, which is pretty cool, right? So this is missing, but and also to make this slide, right? So if I want to remake this slide, I have another action that also takes a small bit, and I paste, and you know that updates with the correct layout. Okay, so what we were gonna do here, so I don't have to do it next week, I replace this with what we did, done, and then we put here today's date, 40, cool. And I think that's it. We're gonna maybe we update the goals that we updated slightly today, so this keeps growing. All right, we need to keep them small, so the contents, yeah, maybe we'll need this. Okay, so all right, cool. And we probably don't want this, but we'll remove it next week. And we don't want this. Right. Sounds good. I think that's enough for today. We'll have to do the markers for today's video. Not sure when, but we'll do them at some point. Okay. Again, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being there. If you're watching offline, don't forget to leave a comment. Tell us what you found interesting or not. Go into the Discord community and say hi. Introduce yourself on the introductions channel of the Discord server. All right. it seems like I don't want to leave. So goodbye. I'll see you next week.